everyone, welcome back to the workshop. Artisan Pirate here, and in today's fun video we are doing a year in review for 2024 from January all the way until now of December. Hopefully I have produced a lot of amazing contents for you guys to view and enjoy. This is also my final upload for the year of 2024, and after this video is published the cameras will be packed away and I will get to take a break and spend Christmas with my family, friends and loved ones, as well as New Year's, and just get to relax without the schedule of having to bring the cameras out here. And hopefully also in my break I also try to learn something new to bring to the platform once we pick the cameras back up in 2025 in January. So really cool. There is a lot to talk about in today's video. I don't want to draw it out too long. It has been raining, so if the rain picks up you guys will hear it on the tin roof. I've had my clipboard with me for around 2 weeks now, just jotting down everything, and I pretty much want to just give thanks and proper credit to where credit is properly due, because without you guys viewing the videos, liking, sharing, following, subscribing, I could not be standing out here doing what I love to do, which is primarily scroll saw woodworking. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I have a long thank you list to get to before we just talk about everything else that happened in 2024. So without further ado, I want to start by giving thanks. First and foremost, I want to thank my mom and my family. They are so supportive of me doing the platform here and making all of the videos that I bring to the platform, taking the time to edit them and process them and get them ready to go to the platform. They are so cool with that and so encouraging, and they're really cool if we are just driving somewhere, maybe out of town, or just going somewhere new down a road and I see something I want to film. They're really cool about me getting out and just taking my time to film something and then hopping back in the vehicle and continuing on our way. So thank you to my family, my mom especially, from the bottom of my heart. Friends, I want to thank my buddy Sam. Thank you, buddy, for the continued friendship and support and continuing to teach me things over on the laser engraver to where I can in turn bring them to the platform in video format. So thank you for that. Just went up to his workshop in Roxborough and he showed me how to properly turn an acrylic pen over on the lathe, and he done a lot of the turning, but he showed me and guided my hands, you know, and showed me how to do the process, because turning acrylic is way different than turning a chunk of wood over on the lathe. So thank you, buddy, for the continued support and friendship. My buddy Cabell, thank you for continuing to ride with me to places. My buddy Cabell is a great friend of mine. He's a little bit older than me, but we bond on so many different levels. We love trying new foods, we love going to nature trails, we love going to parks, lakes, rivers, and just history places. We've bonded really coolly over history and things like that. So thank you for the friendship, buddy, and riding along with me when I go to journeys like nature trails, parks, and document those to bring to the channel. I want to thank my buddy Robert up in New York. He once again came down this year. He's came down the last few years all the way from New York. He's right around Canada. He's like an hour from the Canadian line, so he's way up there in New York, and he makes the journey down here to see me. And that just shows the power of social media and a platform like this, just showing how far your reach is and how far you can interact and get friends all over the amazing world that we live in. But he went above and beyond in the call of friendship this year, my friends. He not only came down, but he actually went out of state and picked up another subscriber to the channel that had wanted to meet me face to face and hang out with me. He picked up fellow friend Lynn. So I want to thank both Robert and Lynn, and Robert from going to New York to Ohio and then coming down here to enjoying a little while with me. We spent a few days together. We got to hang out at the annual North Carolina Woodworkers Picnic out at the lake, and then they continued on their journey, Robert and Lynn, and they met up with another woodworking friend before doing the return journey back to New York and Ohio. So thank you for going above and beyond, my friends. Really cool. I want to thank my buddy Dave and my buddies Dave and Devin at First Do Woodworks. They also went above and beyond in the call of duty. They live in the Myrtle Beach area, and anytime we go down to the coast we try to line it up with schedules to where we can meet up and hang out, or maybe even go out and have a meal together. This year, you guys know, the storms came through North Carolina, and thankfully here in Burlington, North Carolina, we just got a ton of rain. As a matter of fact, we got 7 inches of rain in one 24-hour span. That is a lot of water that hit the ground, and unfortunately a soft spot in the roof of the family home opened up, and I was able to get it cleaned up and, you know, keep it contained, so to speak. But after the storms had passed and my thoughts and prayers are for anyone affected by the storms this year. I've just seen it on the news and everywhere, so my heart goes out to you guys. But after everything had started drying, I took some pictures of everything and I sent them to my buddy Dave. He remodels houses for a living. He does roofs, he does flooring, he goes under in the crawl spaces, the ductwork, plumbing, tile, sheetrock, the whole 9 yards, and I know he would be the person to reach out to ask about ideas for fixing it, because it was out of my wheelhouse and comfort zone. So I took some pictures, I sent them to him. He said, looks like you have a leak, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, hey, can you get a tarp over it and dry it out properly for about a week? I said, yeah. So how do I go about my next steps of fixing it? He said, don't worry about it. Me and Devin are coming up, my buddy Devin, his son, they came up and helped me repair that. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. When they pulled in the driveway, I kind of got emotional, you know, just that they would go that far out of their way to help a friend. Again, once again, showing the power of social media. You can use social media as a powerful platform for positivity, motivation, and inspiration. So please keep that in mind. I want to thank my buddy Jerry Meismer. You guys know him. He turns the wooden cowboy hats from a single chunk of wood. We went up to his house 2 times this year, went there on just a spur of the moment trip. We were in the area and asked if he was home and hung out with him for a little bit, and then we actually made a direct path to his house one day, myself, some family and friends, and we got to hang out with them, cook a nice home cooked meal. I think we cooked cheeseburgers, and just got to fellowship with someone that is very prominent in the woodworking world and who inspires me to do better out here in the wood shop with the quality of work that he does, making those beautiful hats over on the lathe. So really cool, and thank you for opening your house to us, buddy. I really appreciate the friendship throughout the years. I want to thank my buddy Charlie. Now, I'm not going to say any last name here just for a sense of privacy, but Charlie reached out to me in early spring and he asked me, do I take donations to the channel? Now, of course, I've taken tool donations in the past, and if I didn't need the tool per se, I cleaned it up and made sure it went to a home to where it would properly be used. I don't try to flip anything anyone gives me, you know, for a quick buck. That's not what I'm about. You guys know that. But he reached out to me and I said, if you felt led to do that, absolutely you can do that to me. So I provided him with the address, and then he sent me something. And Charlie, rest assured, as promised, 100% of everything you sent me went back into the channel and into the workshop as promised. I want to thank my buddy Peter. Peter has been following over on this platform and social medias for a couple years now. We've become friends, and he wants to also meet up face-to-face, but he is states away. He either wants to meet up out here in the workshop to take a scroll saw lesson. Keep in mind, my friends, even though we are logging off the platform, I'm still happy to teach scroll saw woodworking and just offer advice, tips, tricks, and tidbits. But Peter wanted to meet up with me this year, and it was going to line up, but unfortunately, you know, life just happens, and he was unable to meet up, and I totally understand that with how busy everyone is throughout the year. But he sent me 2 care packages. He sent me one small package that had a vintage Swiss Army knife in it, and I have that in the case now. And then a little later, he sent me a box with a box full of books that are vintage railroading books from the British Empire and everything, you know, British railroads, BR, you know, things like that. And that's the era of steam locomotive traction that I really like to study, because, you know, that's the same thing Thomas the Tank Engine, you know, over there in Great Britain and the UK and everything. So thank you for those books, my friend, and hopefully one day our paths will cross, if not out here in the workshop, then maybe one of the events that we do for scroll saw woodworking and teaching everyone. I also want to thank, now that I've got all of the friends thanked, again, if I'm missing someone, please forgive me from the bottom of my heart. If you guys ever came out to see us at an event, the NC Woodworkers, to see me personally, just to hang out at the extravaganza or anything, if you made the pilgrimage, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means the world, not only to me, but to people like Klingspor, Rycon, NC Woodworkers, places like that. And speaking of them, it is time to thank companies and organizations. And this is a pretty long list as well, so please, again, bear with me. But first and foremost, I want to thank Klingspor Woodworking Shop. I have my nice ice water in that new cup they just sent me. But thank you, Klingspor Woodworking Shop, for always going above and beyond in the call of duty when it comes to, you know, just supporting people out in their garage or workshops and helping them get to that next level. Thank you for the care packages, for the continued shout outs on social medias, for, you know, recommending my stuff to other people, from leading people to me for advice for scroll saw. And thank you for all the shows you do, you know, not only the big show, but also the story your anniversaries. You guys always bring out the A-team and go above and beyond. So thank you, Klingspor. I also want to thank Rycon. This year they give me a nice banner to hang out in the workshop, and they also supplied me with the 22-inch Rycon scroll saw. And I get a lot of people asking me, do I genuinely like that scroll saw, or am I just saying I like it to say I like it because of Rycon supporting me? And I 100% genuinely love that scroll saw. It is a rock solid tool. It is a quality machine, but please keep in mind, each and every person I know that works out in a garage or workshop, every time they get something new into their work area, they like to tinker with it for creature comforts, and that is what I've done to that scroll saw. I've got it on an angle to reduce neck and shoulder strain while scrolling, and I've also modified that pen. Remember when we unboxed it and started using it, that was one of the minor issues I had. You had to always reach back and pop that pen for internal cuts. I've modified it now to where it's a friction fit with that arm. I tighten those bolts down to where when you raise the arm just a little bit, it'll stay of its own accord and that pen does not engage anymore. But I do genuinely love that scroll saw, and thank you, Rycon. Thank you to Steve Good for continued shout outs when I use one of your patterns. I know he's had some health issues this year, and my thoughts and prayers are with him, and for anyone out there that needs the encouragement, you have my full support, my friends. You have my thoughts and prayers. But Steve Good continues to upload just about daily scroll saw woodworking patterns. He is a huge person and force in the scroll saw woodworking community. So thank you all thank you, Steve Good, for all that you do for the scroll saw woodworking world. We really appreciate you, buddy. And I also want to thank Fox Chapel for the continued support, for also sharing my stuff and also supplying me with beautiful Fox Chapel publishing books, as well as scroll saw woodworking and crafts magazines. I know we've done a lot of patterns this year over on the channel from the Scroll Saw Woodworking and Crafts magazines. I want to thank the NC Woodworkers for continuing to support me as well. We are a great group of individuals. It's a free website to join. It has a huge form you can go through, and there is so many amazing people on there, talented artisans, from scroll saw woodworking to basic carpentry to furniture builders, you know, from routers, lace, pyrography, bandsaw techniques, the whole 9 yards is right there gathered in one website, which is the ncwoodworker.net website, and I'm happy and blessed to be a part of that great organization. I also want to thank the Mebane Train Display. You guys know that I am a volunteer member up there, and we upkeep the display as well as the Tommy Long Vintage Lionel Train Collection. I have a great time going up there on Tuesday afternoons, just continuing to learn and soak up knowledge like a sponge about the model railroading hobby and just the history of some of the trains and everything, as well as upkeeping the display. And on Tuesdays, that's what we do. And then on select Saturdays, we are open to the public, free to attend, and family friendly. And I always encourage people to stop by and just poke your head in the engine workshop, where we are usually working on a train or a piece to go out on the display. So just come by and say hi, my friends. We really appreciate it. I want to thank Longer 3D Printing and Laser Engraving. You guys know I use a Longer 3D Printing for 99%. 3D printer for 99% of my 3D printing work, and the main laser I use out here in the workshop is the Longer Ray 5 20-watt diode laser. It's the laser that I have connected to the laptop, and it's in an enclosure with proper dust collection. Longer continues to support me. This year they sent me a nice polo shirt with their logo, as well as the Longer Nano Pro mini laser. I believe it's a 12-watt laser, so it's a little portable laser you can take to events. So thank you guys for that. I want to thank Algo Laser for sending me their 10-watt diode laser to review earlier in the year, and MacPow Laser Engraving for sending me their powerful 22-watt all-in-one laser to review. Thank you guys for that. I continue to like doing reviews. I just do not want to be known as a review guy. I love making stuff. I love making projects. I love building stuff with my hands, you know, and just making art and everything. But I do also love to do the review videos to hopefully inspire you guys to pick up the tools and equipment that I am reviewing over here on the channel. Speaking of the channel, content totals this year. For Monday Scroll Saw videos, which is primarily what I'm known for, Scroll Saw Woodworking, we uploaded 44 individual videos. That was a project on Mondays from start to finish, where I hopefully inspired you guys to try the projects. For shorts, those are those 60-second clips you can upload directly from your cell phone. I uploaded around 38 of those. Everything else that could have been either a Wednesday video or Friday video if I didn't have a short to go up. For those, it was around 51 videos. So channel total this year for content uploads is around 130 plus individual videos that I uploaded to the platform. And please keep in mind, I'm basically a one-person show. I do all the filming, all the editing, all the driving to the location if it's far away, you know, and just the filming, the editing, the voiceover work, finding the music to go with the videos, the processing. It's pretty much me. Now, I do occasionally hand the camera over to someone if we're out doing demos, to where if I'm doing a scroll saw demo, it's hard for me to break away and go and film other demos. So I have in the past, very rarely though, handed the camera over to someone and let them film a demo while I was over there making sawdust over at the scroll saw. So if I've ever handed you the camera, you know, to go film something for me, thank you again for that. Really cool. The channel crossed 11,000 subscribers. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I am blessed and humbled to be doing what I'm doing, and I'm also very happy to be doing what I'm doing, making videos. I genuinely love doing it and just talking about my life also outside the workshop, not only being out here making sawdust, but just the other videos I post. Thank you all for the continued support, and we are right at crossing 700 individual videos for the lifetime of this channel. So thank you again from the bottom of my heart. And I've learned to organize those videos. We will get to that in just a moment. And right now we're going to talk about the top 3 scroll saw projects that were uploaded to the platform this year. Please keep in mind that even though the 3 projects I showed you done 1,000 plus views or more over here on the platform, that never sways me in any way, shape, or form as to what content I want to bring to the platform. I'm just always curious and like to go back toward the end of the year and just see which projects done the best. So the top 3 projects are as follows. We done the compound cut alligator here from a beautiful piece of poplar wood, and it got thousands of views, as I just said. And then a little bit later on in the year, towards December, with the Christmas projects, you guys really surprised me with this project here, the miniature desktop nativity made from an upcycled cedar fence picket. That one got over 2,000 views, and again, the view counts grow daily because the videos are still there. You know, you're free to go back and look at videos, but this one did very well. And then this one here also done very well. Thousands of views, the compound cut Christmas present, to where I not only showed you how to make this project, but to also use a compound cutting jig. And even though this is the last video for the year, my friends, please, I hope you all during my break go back and see my other videos. Again, with almost 700 videos, there's a huge archive of videos that you can see, and I always like to see them in my mind's eye, and the way I like to visually do stuff, like to watch them in a chronological order, like from the beginning to the end of where we are now in December of 2024, because it shows like a time-lapse progression and evolution. You know, things get a little bit better with each video, things get a little bit smoother, you know, the process and everything, and then you also see things change. I change, my hair gets longer, my hair gets shorter, my goatee changes color because I dye it to do the pirate gigs and pirate appearances, you know. So I mean, it's just a progression if you go back and watch everything in chronological order if you are bored during this holiday and Christmas season. Now, we are going to talk about new features to the channel this year. This year, we introduced something you guys had been asking about, and that was closer angles over at the scroll saw. I had been tinkering with how to do that, and I finally learned how to achieve it when I made this jig here. This was my late great-grandmother's lamp that she had by her chair. It was old, it had got beat up and rusty, and it was never going to be a lamp and function with electricity again. So I took off the lamp fixtures. It has a nice heavy cast iron base here, and I added a GoPro mount here because you guys know I use a GoPro during the laser videos, and I 3D printed this mount here with a bolt to put the big camera that I'm filming with now on, and it's got this little gooseneck to where I can, you know, angle it to where you guys are as close as possible to the action, so to speak, not only over at the scroll saw, but over on the table saw and other tools as well. This is probably one of my favorite things I've made this year just because of the versatility. I know this year we talked a lot about versatility and everything. We also introduced playlists to the channel this year, and you can hear the rain again. Please forgive me if it starts up over on the tin roof. It's out of my control, just Mother Nature and everything. But playlist, I finally learned how to start organizing my videos. Again, with close to 700 videos, that's a lot of content to process, but I finally learned playlists. So all of my like tip and trick videos are in one playlist, all of my laser videos are in one playlist, and I try to keep them updated every time we add new content to the channel. But I'm slowly getting all of like the Halloween scroll saw videos in one playlist, Thanksgiving, one list, Christmas one list where you guys, if you are looking for a special theme project, you can go to just that playlist and view it in its entirety to get some ideas or learn a tip, trick, or tidbit. I also introduced collection videos. We reviewed my ticket stub collection, you know, from concerts I've been to. We reviewed the Thomas the Train diecast figures, and there's a lot more that I could bring out here and review to you guys as I find stuff as we continue to clean up and go through outbuildings and everything. So if you guys want to see more collection style videos and just things that I like to collect and just document and catalog everything to put in the train room, and we'll get to that momentarily, please let me know down in the comments. We cleaned out the building, the storage shed behind the sticker swap sticker wall, and once again, that was a video I was never intending to upload into the platform. I was just going to put it on a flash thumb USB drive and pass it around to family and friends to where they could see what I was doing with my grandparents' stuff and just going about that cleaning process. But after I talked about it with some friends, they were like, no way, you have to upload it to the platform, because what you're showing essentially in the video is you can get rid of an object without getting rid of the thing. You know, a lot of antiques that were in that building that were no longer usable to me or the family. It was, of course, time to pass them along, to donate them to people that needed them. Or I even donated the corn sheller that was my late great-grandfather's that was back there. I donated it to a vintage textile museum, and it's now prominently displayed. They're going to put a name placard donated from me that belonged to my late grandfather with his name. So that was really cool to be able to do that. We also introduced interviews later on in the video here. My buddy and good friend Chuck Coates, the former professional wrestler, came out here and told his powerful and motivational story. And as I said in that video, and as I'm saying now, if you guys want to see more of those style of videos where I bring friends out here, I'm blessed and humbled to be doing what I'm doing, and I'm also blessed to know a lot of amazing individuals with powerful stories. As I said in that video, I know people all the way up in the CEO position, all the way down the ladder to the basic 9-to-5ers, what I call the worker bees, and all of them from the top to the bottom have a great story to tell, and I'd be happy to bring them out here periodically and let them share the stories if you guys want to hear them. And then we introduced laser videos. Now that was kind of 50-50. Some of you guys did not like me going into laser content, but that is just the next evolution of the channel. I can teach so much over on the scroll saw, but then there's other tools out here that I want to document things and have a catalog to look back on myself, you know, later on down the road, and just see and view those videos and see the progression and evolution of the style and the workflow, as well as watching projects hopefully get better and better and better. But we introduced laser videos. Again, all of those videos are in a playlist now, the review videos, the projects. We made several beautiful projects over on the lasers, as well as reviewing a couple of them. But keep in mind, no matter how much content I make with anything else I do, scroll saw woodworking is still going to be the main primary focus over here on this platform, and it's always going to be that main Monday video that goes up. The Wednesday and Friday videos are just extracurricular and other stuff I like. We got back in the train room this year. We made the elevated O-scale loop to run the O-scale trains that are the Lionel trains above the 2 HO scale loops I have on the train table with all of the 3D printed stuff. And I thank you guys for continuing to ask about that. We also got to unbox those 5 boxes of vintage HO scale trains and accessories out here in the workshop that my pastor gave me. So thank you for that, Pastor. Also for giving me those boxes of vintage train sets. What I didn't use went to a good home. Again, I did not flip anything and tried to make a quick dollar on it, but everything is being used, so thank you so much for that. Or a lot of it's being used. A lot more of it's going to get used as I continue to go through everything and document everything. And we also introduced nostalgia into the room, and that goes back to the collections. I finally moved the retro video game shelves into the train room, and they are prominently displayed, and they are a great conversation piece when people come over to view the train room and just want to see the trains going down the track. They'll see the vintage video games and be like, hey, well, who was your favorite character in this game, that game, or whatever. And those are the conversations I like. And again, I'm continuing to slowly morph that room, not only into model trains, but also to showcase all of the stuff that helped make me into the person and man that I am today. And I hope you guys appreciate the journey that I'm taking you all along with on video format. And again, if there's more stuff you want to see, please let me know. I want to go into books read. You guys know I've talked about it over here on the platform that I got back into reading last summer, and it's helped me relax a lot more in the afternoons because I read books before bed. I finished up the Stephen King Dark Tower series, and we reviewed those over here on the platform, and we also made the custom Dark Tower theme bookends, and I'm slowly going through my Stephen King collection because I love his works. I love the worlds he builds in the books. And when I was a teenager, when I really got into reading, I read about maybe 60% of his entire catalog. It's just now I've forgotten some of those, you know, just throughout life, and I'm wanting to go back and reread everything. And for 2024, right now I've read 11 total books. All of those are Stephen King books, but keep in mind, those are like thick 700-800 page volumes. And also, speaking of books, after I read about 6 or 7 books, if you guys would like me to bring those out here and just talk about them briefly, why I liked them, why I disliked them, how I thought the story could have been better, just to have a new feature over here on the channel, please let me know. I'd be happy to do that. I want to go into places we have visited this year. We covered a lot of ground here in North Carolina and South Carolina. I was blessed and humbled to be able to take my mom to the birthday back in January for her milestone birthday, and then later on in September we took the annual family vacation down to Sandy Beach Resort in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Always happy anytime we get a beach trip on the road. Always happy and joyful because you guys know I love the water and everything. We went to the hardwood store grand opening of their second location in Salisbury, North Carolina. That is about an hour and 15 minutes away. Their flagship store, is what I'm trying to say, is around 15 minutes away from me. So you have the one in Salisbury at an hour and 15, and then the flagship store right at 15 minutes away. So it's great to have a resource for exotic and hardwoods. We done 3 Clean Sport Woodworking Shop events this year, so really cool. We went to the re-grand opening of their flagship store in Hickory, North Carolina, where they had expanded to 20,000 square foot of woodworking fun and fancy. Anything you need for woodworking was under one roof, so really cool to go and do that. Then we went to the Cary store anniversary celebration. That was a day show, and Cary is the closest Clean Sport to me mileage-wise. It's around 55-56 minutes away from me. It's the one that I frequent when I need to pick up some supplies like CA glue, or you know, some blades for the scroll saw, or just anything like that for woodworking. So we done that one, and then we done the massive 2-day Clean Sport Woodworking Shop extravaganza in Hickory, North Carolina at the Hickory Metro Convention Center. And of course, for all of those events, I took the camera with me and documented everything, and I hope you guys like those retrospective videos I brought to the platform. We went to several concerts this year once summer was here, and it was nice and warm, and you could kick your shoes off and let your hair down and just take a chair and just listen to some good classic Carolina beach music. We went to a bunch of those. My mom always enjoys those, going to those, and family when they're able to go, and I enjoyed them myself. I love music. I have music going as soon as I hit the workshop. Of course, I have to turn it off when I'm talking to the camera due to the nature of music being copyrighted and things like that, and I hope you guys understand that. We went to the train show up at the Mebane Train Display. They done their annual train show in the gym that is connected to the display, so it's really cool to have the massive display that's about as big as this workshop, and then you have a gym that is adjacent to where you can set up tables and train vendors can come in and sell model railroading stuff, and we documented that. And then we went to a few hidden gem locations, you know, just around town. The Gibsonville Lighting of the Green, the Tree of Valor, you know, just play the Duke Gardens. My buddy Sam went with me to that. So I really enjoyed doing those, and those are more videos I'd like to bring to the platform, you know, in the coming year. Just take the camera off and go to a location and just talk about it from my point of view and view it in a retrospective style that I like to bring to the platform. If you guys would like to see more of those, please let me know. I want to talk about health for a little bit as we get ready to close this video. In January of 2024 this year, back in January, I finally committed to joining the local YMCA. And at first I was only going 1 day a week. It was like those things, oh man, gotta go to the gym. But the more I done it, the more I got to looking forward to going to the gym. And I started in the weight room, but then I quickly found that the pool was my sanctuary. That is where I love to be. You guys know I love the water, and I started doing laps, and the more I went, the more laps I could do and build up a tolerance. I've got my health tracker tracker that I wear, the Fitbit, you know, that tracks my steps, my calories, you know, my heart rate and things like that when I'm exercising as well. There's a method where it can track the distance you have swam. So I always look forward to seeing like the results on the charts that's on the app on my cell phone. So I really got into that, and due to that, and also kicking some habits like just sitting around snacking, you know, when I was at the computer, or, you know, just grabbing a bag of chips and just munching on them, or a bunch of candy. I also had some weight loss this year. In the beginning, in January of 2024, I was 248 pounds. Keep in mind, I am 6'2". I'm the tallest member of my family, and people said I never ever looked my height. Look my weight. You know, but I'm thankful to say now I stepped on the scales a few days ago, and keep in mind we just had a good Thanksgiving meal, but I continue to go to the YMCA and work out and swim as many laps as I can. I am now down to 220 pounds, and a lot of people say they see it in my face. Of course, I don't recognize it because I see my face every day when I'm shaving or brushing my hair, but a lot of people say, we can tell you've lost weight in your face. And some of the clothes I like to wear are fitting a little bit looser, which is cool because I like my clothes to be a little bit looser in the fit and everything. I've got my nice pirate hoodie on for this final video of 2024. I'm getting a better diet. You guys know I drink a lot of ice water, and I drink straight black coffee. I do not add a bunch of sugar, a bunch of creamer, anything like that. My grandparents brought me up drinking the straight black coffee, and that's just how I drink it. I drink a lot of ice water. And as a matter of fact, under the workbench back here, there's a little mini fridge like you see in college dormitories. I've got it stocked with ice cold bottled water to refill this with, as well as baby carrots, you know, those little snack carrots you can get. I eat a lot of carrots out here in the workshop. Again, just better snacking habits. And I'm also riding my bike whenever possible and weather permits. I ride it all over town, down to the train station, down to Graham, to the Court Square and back, down to City Park, you know, to the local cemeteries, which are designated safe places, you know, through the city to ride around or walk around, and just staying active as I can. Of course, my bike is packed away now, you know, now that we are in the colder months, and I look forward to bringing it back out, pumping up the tires and getting back on it in spring of next year. But really cool. I thank you all for staying tuned, hopefully to the end of this video. But again, why I take a break is so I can spend Christmas and New Year's with my family, friends, and loved ones, and just get to enjoy their company and fellowship with them, you know, without having the, you know, need to grab the camera and run out here and film something, you know, in the mornings or in the train room, or get in the car and go to a location and film. And I hope you guys understand that, because from January to now, again, we've uploaded, what was it, around 130 plus pieces of individual content. So there's a lot for you to go back again and see during my break. And I hope you guys can appreciate why I take a break and also understand it, my friends. I don't want to ever leave anyone hanging. Again, all of my social medias are going to be open that I am a part of, and you guys can continue to reach out to me. Just ask me questions about scroll saw woodworking, the laser, the model trains, 3D printing, or just general questions in general. You can reach out to me if you want to send me fan mail or a card or anything like that. I'm happy to receive those. You know, stickers, I continue to do sticker swaps. It's kind of went decline this year, but I've still got some stickers, and once I get about 20 of them, we'll do another sticker swap sticker video and add them to the sticker swap sticker wall. Again, there's just so much going on, and I'm trying to keep up now a busy and active lifestyle as I get a little bit older. That is why I wanted to talk about health briefly right there. But future ideas, please let me know down in the comments what you guys would like to see going forward. Of course, there's going to be more scroll saw woodworking content. I've got a lot of stuff planned in my mind's eye, and now I'm starting to write down and jot down ideas, because I have to figure out how to bring the video to the platform in a visually appealing way for a viewer like you guys are viewing this video, if that makes any sense. But I'm happy once again and blessed and humbled to be doing what I'm doing, standing here in front of the camera and bringing videos to you guys. And the way you can help me during the off season, as I like to call it, as I take my break, is just to continue to view the videos, continue to like, share, follow, and subscribe to my post. That's encouraging for me, and it also encourages me to continue to pick up the camera and come out here and do stuff. As always, surround yourself with a motivational support group that inspires you to do more. You guys know it says on my business cards, inspire, educate, elevate, and I added one more, motivate, to it. You know, I like to say that in the stories I do, because once you get around some inspiring individuals, you will want to elevate yourself to that next level, especially out in your garage or workshop. And I hope in some way, shape, or form that I'm inspiring you to try new and creative projects out in your garage or workshops. But now we come to where we close the video. Once again, the final video of 2024, and I will go away for maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 weeks. I don't know. I'll just go by feel on how I'm feeling and what I'm doing, you know. And we will always kick off the year a Monday video with an updated shop tour, just to reacquaint everyone where everything is out in the workshop and introduce it to new people if it's their first time over on the channel. Speaking of that, if this is your first time over on this platform, please click that subscribe button and also follow me across all my social media feeds under the Artisan Pirate name. As always, links to contact me as well as all my social media feeds will always be linked down in the description box below these videos. I hope you all, from my family to yours, have a happy and safe Merry Christmas 2024 and Happy New Year's 2025. And always remember, my friend, feel free to reach out and ask me questions. And remember, if I can make it or do it, so can you. Please leave a feedback for today's video down in the description box below. That's about all for this one. Again, if I can make it or do it, so can you. Looking forward to the break. Looking forward to Christmas. Looking forward to fun with family, friends, and loved ones. Hope you all stay safe. Take care. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. God bless you all. I'm the Artisan Pirate, logging off, and I'll see you guys next year.